Today's verse is Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayai Yajanti Sumedasa. Translation and purport by servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Purport. This same verse is quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter 3, verse 52. His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has given the following commentary on this verse. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this verse in his commentary on the Bhagavatam known as the Krama Sandarbha, wherein he says that Lord Krishna also appears with the golden complexion. That golden Lord is Lord Chaitanya, who is worshipped by intelligent men in this age. That is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam by Garga Muni, who said that although this child was blackish, he also appears in 3 other colors: red, white, and yellow. He exhibited his white and red complexions in the Satya and Treta ages respectively. He did not exhibit the remaining color, yellow gold, until he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, who is known as Gaura Hari. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna Varnam means Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam and Krishna Chaitanya are equivalent. The name Krishna appears with both Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Krishna. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he always engages in describing Krishna and thus enjoying transcendental bliss by chanting and remembering his name and form. Lord Krishna himself appears as Lord Chaitanya to preach the highest gospel. Varnayati means utters or describes. Lord Chaitanya always chants the holy name of Krishna and describes it also. And because he is Krishna himself, whoever meets him will automatically chant the holy name of Krishna and later describe it to others. He injects one with transcendental Krishna consciousness, which merges the chanter in transcendental bliss. In all respects, therefore, he appears before everyone as Krishna, either by personality or by sound. Simply by seeing Lord Chaitanya, one at once remembers Lord Krishna. One may therefore accept him as Vishnu Tattva. In other words, Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna himself. Sangopangastra Parshadam further indicates that Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna. His body is always decorated with ornaments of sandalwood and with sandalwood paste. By his super excellent beauty, he subdues all the people of the age. In other descents, the Lord sometimes used weapons to defeat the demoniac. But in this age, the Lord subdues them with his all-attractive figure as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that his beauty is his astra, or weapon, to subdue the demons. Because he's all attractive, it is to be understood that all the demigods lived with him as his companions. His acts were uncommon and his associates wonderful. When he propagated the Sankirtan movement, he attracted many great scholars and acharyas, especially in Bengal and Orissa. Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by his best associates like Lord Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. Srila Jiva Goswami cites a verse from the Vedic literature that says that there is no necessity of performing sacrificial demonstrations or ceremonial functions. He comments that instead of engaging in such external, pompous exhibitions, all people, regardless of caste, color, or creed, can assemble together and chant Hare Krishna to worship Lord Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam indicates that prominence should be given to the name Krishna. Lord Chaitanya taught Krishna consciousness and chanted the name of Krishna. Therefore, to worship Lord Chaitanya, everyone should together chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To propagate worship in churches, temples, or mosques is not possible because people have lost interest in that. But anywhere and everywhere, people can chant Hare Krishna. Thus, worshipping Lord Chaitanya, they can perform the highest activity and fulfill the highest religious purpose of satisfying the Supreme Lord. Sarabham Bhattacharya, a famous disciple of Lord Chaitanya, said, "The principle of transcendental devotional service having been lost, Lord Sri Chaitanya has appeared to deliver again the process of devotion. He is so kind that he is distributing love of Krishna. Everyone should be attracted more and more to his lotus feet as humming bees are attracted to a lotus flower." The incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also described in the Sri Vishnu Sahasranam, which appears in chapter 189 of Dana Dharma Parva of Mahabharata. Srila Jiva Goswami has quoted this reference as follows: Suvarna Varno Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi. In his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with a golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful, and his body smeared with the pulp of sandalwood seems like molten gold. He is also quoted, Sanyasakrit Shamashanto Nishtha Shanti Parayana. In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyasa order, and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion, for he silences the impersonalist non-devotees. Purport ends here. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance. My spiritual master kindly opened my darkened eyes and filled my heart with torchlight of transcendental knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto his lotus feet. I further offer my obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and seek your kind blessings and permission that I may read Srimad Bhagavatam in your presence. So, today we'll reflect on one of the most important and beloved verses in our Gaudiya tradition, the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. This is one of those verses that many devotees know, many devotees quote, many devotees use to establish that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is directly predicted in the Bhagavatam. But today, we would like to go a little bit beyond just quoting it. I would like to enter it. Let us all enter this verse. Because this verse is not just proof or evidence, it's a deep revelation for us. It tells us who Lord Chaitanya is, how he appears, how he conquers, who comes with him, and how intelligent souls worship him in this age of Kali. And if we hear this verse deeply, it doesn't merely increase our knowledge, it increases our faith. It increases our gratitude. It changes how we chant. It changes how we see Sankirtan. It changes how we see devotees. It changes how we understand our own place in the movement. This verse tells us something quite astonishing. Krishna himself appears in Kali Yuga, not in his classic dark complexion, but in a golden form, absorbed in chanting his own holy names, surrounded by his associates, and establishing Sankirtan as the sacrifice for this age. That means our path that we're following here in ISKCON is not accidental. Our process is not sentimental. Our movement is not man-made. It is divinely revealed. It is scripturally anchored. And it is mercifully designed for souls like us. So today I'm hoping to do three things in a concise way. First, to unpack the meaning of the verse. Second, I want to show how it builds faith in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and in the process of chanting, this process that we've received. And then third, I want to bring it to our daily bhakti practice, that this verse becomes not just something we quote to prove Mahaprabhu's divinity, but something that we can live, something we can live by, we can embrace on a daily basis ourselves. Let's dive right into it. This verse unfolds in four beautiful parts. It's almost like the Bhagavatam is painting a portrait. First, Krishna Varnam, then Tvisha Krishnam, Sango Pangastra Parashadam, Yagyai Sankirtana Prayer, Yajanti Sumedasa. These are four sections. So the first thing here is that the verse identifies him. It describes his complexion. Then it reveals his associates and his weapon. Then it tells us how the truly intelligent, the Sumedasa, the truly intelligent people worship him. So this is important because the Bhagavatam is not just handing us information. It's introducing us to a person. It's saying, Kali Yuga people, in Kali Yuga, learn to recognize how the Lord comes. Learn to recognize his mood. Learn to recognize his companions. Learn to recognize his method. And then join him if you're smart. Sumedasa. That's what makes this verse very powerful. It's not only theological, it's based on relationship building. It's meant to bring us into contact, a living, working, relational contact with the golden avatar of the Lord. And that is also why this verse builds faith. Faith becomes strong when the truth is clear, it's not vague. Faith becomes strong when the revelation is precise and it makes a lot of sense, when it's coherent. When this revelation is spiritually satisfying. And in this verse, we have all three. It's precise, coherent, and spiritually satisfying. Let's dive into each line now. Krishna Varnam Tasha Krishna. Now the purport following Srila Jiva Goswami. Krishna Varnam refers to Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhupada says it directly. Krishna Varnam means Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Then he explains something very beautiful. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yet he is always describing. He's describing Krishna. Varnati. Varnan means description. Varnayati. So that's Krishna Varnam. So he's Krishna, but he's also describing Krishna. He's chanting Krishna. He's remembering Krishna and causing others to chant Krishna's names. So Krishna is present in him in every possible way. He is Krishna. He speaks Krishna. He remembers Krishna and gives Krishna to others. And that's our job as devotees, to do the same thing. This is one of the sweetest features of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just think about it. Krishna comes, but he doesn't come in the way that we might expect. He doesn't simply just come and say, I am God, worship me. Of course, he has every right to say that. But in Lord Chaitanya, he does something even more merciful. He comes and shows us how to approach him. He comes as the object of worship. Yes, we worship him, but also as the ideal worshiper. He doesn't just instruct bhakti, he demonstrates bhakti. He doesn't just speak it, he embodies it. It's actually quite astounding if you think about it. That he himself is, look how blissful he is. It's just really just so sweet. Prabhupada says, Lord Krishna himself appears as Lord Chaitanya to preach the highest gospel. That's a powerful statement. Mahaprabhu is not teaching devotion theoretically. He's not standing at a distance, giving a philosophy lesson. He is living in that devotion. He's tasting it. He is revealing what absorbed love for Krishna looks like. And what it looks like in real life, his tears, his chanting, his longing, his ecstatic transformations. So Krishna Varnam is not a small phrase. It is full of meaning. He is Krishna. He bears the name Krishna. He's always speaking about Krishna. And in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything comes together. The Lord, his name, and devotion to him all meet in one person. That's extraordinary. And this is one of the theological wonders of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. He's not merely a saint pointing to God. He is God revealing how to love God. Then this next phrase, Tvisha Krishnam. Krishna means dark. Krishna means non-dark, the opposite. So his complexion is not blackish, although he is Krishna himself. He appears in a golden form. Now Prabhupada connects this with Garga Muni's statement in the 10th canto, where he's saying that this child appears in different colors in different yugas. So Prabhupada says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is covered by a yellow color. So outwardly he appears golden, but inwardly he is the same dark-hued Krishna. That's important for us to understand. This golden form is not some poetic invention. It is not that later devotees became emotional and imagined a golden Krishna. No, this is scripturally grounded right there in the Bhagavatam. And this verse proves it too, of course. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada explains that Garga Muni foretold the Lord's appearance is white, red, blackish, yellow forms, and that this yellow golden form is Lord Chaitanya. In the teaching of Lord Chaitanya, chapter 8, Prabhupada says very plainly that in Kali Yuga, the Lord is yellow colored and teaches love of God by the chanting of the holy names. Then, if you recall, in the 7th canto, the verse by Prahlad Maharaj, he says, Channa kalau yad abhavas triyugostha sattvam. In Kali Yuga, he actually says the word Kali Yuga, and this is way back in Prahlad's time. In Kali Yuga, the Lord appears in a concealed way. Prabhupada explains in his lectures that he doesn't come in Kali Yuga as like openly majestic avatar. He comes as a devotee. That hiddenness is everything here. Krishna is present, but he's veiled. He is there, but not in the usual way. He is concealed by his own mercy. And that helps us understand Tvisha Krishnam at a deeper level. And then, of course, Prabhupada cited the famous Mahabharata verse. Everybody has heard of this Vishnu Sahasranam, the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. In that, there's a name of Vishnu. This is Suvarna Varna Hemango Varanga Shandanangadi. And the Acharya explained this as Lord Chaitanya's golden complexions, beautiful limbs, sandalwood adorned forms, and then, of course, also takes sannyas. It's a consistent picture. It's predicted thousands of years ago. That should deepen our faith. Even today, Lord Chaitanya is not that well known, of course, in India, like Lord Krishna is. But that's, again, a testimony to the covered nature of his avatar. Those who are looking, those who really study scriptures will see dozens and dozens of clear evidences of this. Lord Chaitanya is not a sentimental creation. He's not merely a historical saint who later on, followers elevated. That happens. He was revealed even before he appeared. He is revealed through Shastra. Even his hiddenness is a part of the revelation. The fact that he's called Channa means covered incarnation. That's spoken by Prahlad. He is concealed, but he's not absent. Scripture reveals him, but reveals him in a way that requires submissive hearing. There's something very practical for us here. The Lord often comes in ways that test the depth of our vision. The deity may look like stone. The holy name may sound like ordinary words. Prasada may just look like regular food. Vaishnavas may seem like just ordinary people. But bhakti means to see beyond these coverings. This is actually a huge part of spiritual maturity. Can I only recognize God when he comes with thunder and lightning? Can I only recognize mercy when it looks dramatic? Or can I recognize him when he comes hidden, in simplicity, hidden in humility, hidden in accessibility? Lord Chaitanya is the supreme example of this principle. Krishna comes golden. The absolute truth came hidden in devotion. The all-powerful, mighty Lord comes in such a gentle, delicate form that one could miss him completely. Unless one heard properly and saw with faith. This verse is teaching us to look deeper, not superficially, not materially. He's Krishna, softened by compassion. This is not just poetry. This is Siddhanta. Now we come to Sangopangastra Parshadam. He comes with his associates, his confidential companions, his weapons. Of course, Prabhupada explains his companions. Who are they? Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Shiva Thakur. He also cites Jiva Goswami saying that, what is the weapon? The Lord's beauty, stunning beauty. They have this gun called a stun gun. It's a weapon. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty is a stun gun. It just stuns us. It takes our breath away. Paralyzes us because it's so beautiful. That's extraordinary. In other incarnations, the Lord came with physical weapons like his Sudarshan Chakra and so on. But in this incarnation, he conquers by attraction. He conquers by beauty, mercy, kirtan, humility, tears, compassion, divine love. This is so encouraging for all of us, deeply encouraging. Many of us know that our enemy is not some external creation. Our enemy is internal. It's our pride, our distraction, our resistance, our laziness, our skepticism, our hardness of heart, our rascaldom, if you will. The Lord is so kind. If he only came to punish, we would be in big trouble. But he comes in a form meant to melt us, to transform us. And he comes with his associates. So we can't separate Lord Chaitanya from the Vaishnavas. If you want to receive him, we must value the Vaishnavas who are with him. That includes the eternal associates, includes the parampara of gurus, includes Srila Prabhupada, of course, with a special place, and includes the community, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We say that, right? Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. That's a community of devotees through whom his mercy continues to flow today. This should change our daily bhakti. These relationships are not optional or secondary. They become part of how the Lord appears in our life. And then the last line here, Yagye Sankirtana Praye Jantihi Sumedasa. It's an important ending here. Those are smart, truly intelligent. Sumedha. Medha means brain substance. So very good brain substance. They worship the Lord through Sankirtan in this age. It doesn't say that chanting is for the sentimental people or less philosophical people. It says the opposite. It's quite striking. Generally, we think, people who stand in street corners and banging on tambourines, they don't have sophisticated theologies. They don't have sophisticated mindsets. This is like, it just totally destroys that stereotype. This process of going on the street and chanting Hare Krishna is not for the less philosophical, the less intelligent. It's the opposite. Those who really understand the age of Kali, those who really understand the condition of human beings today, and who understand how the mercy of the Lord works, they take shelter of this process. Why? Because they understand Kali Yuga. Life is short. The mind is restless. The memory is weak. People have no capacity for proper austerities. So the smart people, intelligent people, they recognize the Lord's kindness, his utter leniency in giving a process that is simple, accessible, and yet spiritually complete. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasti, Eva Nasti, Eva Nasti, Gatiranyata. The scriptures say this. There's no other way, no other way, no other way other than, in Kali Yuga, there's no other way other than chanting Hare Krishna. Sometimes people think this is too simple, this chanting. But simplicity is not inferiority. In spiritual life, simplicity can be the greatest mercy. The holy name is easy to chant, easy to begin, but impossible to exhaust. There's no end to it. A child can chant, a scholar can chant, a struggling soul can chant. Prabhupada said once, even a dog can take part. Can take part hearing the chanting, dancing with everyone. The process is simple, and yet the depth is unlimited. As shown by Mahaprabhu, look at how much he's really, absorbing in it. Of course, this chanting is meant to be done with sincerity and attention and affection. And Lord Chaitanya teaches the inner mood in the Shikshashtakam. Trinadapishu nechena. And Kirtanya Sadahari, we should be more tolerant than a tree, more humble than a grass, and always chanting Hare Krishna in that mood. So when we gather for Kirtan, when we chant japa, attentively. when we encourage even one soul, please chant, try this Hare Krishna. We are participating in the central mission of Mahaprabhu. This is the mission. This is not small. This is yajna for this age. It gives dignity to our practice. It gives urgency to our practice. And that gives joy to our practice. So how do we apply this in a daily bhakti? First, we chant with gratitude and dependence, with more awareness. We remember that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, of course, absorbed in Krishna Nam. So before japa, we can pray, my dear Lord Gauranga, please let me chant in your shelter. Let my chanting be connected to your current of mercy. Let me fully absorb the meaning of your Shikshashtakam. Second, we value Kirtan more deeply, not as a side activity, not as a warm-up, but as a very sacrifice. It's the only way. Then we honor devotees more carefully. The Gaura Bhakta Vrinda we see here, they're extension of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What's going on in ISKCON today is an extension of Prabhupada Lilamrita. Let us keep that in our mind. Honor devotees carefully. Can't claim attachment to Gauranga while neglecting or minimizing or just casually offending those who belong to him. This Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. They're here with us. And fourth, we preach in his mood through warmth. His weapon is attraction. How do we do that? We stay warm, we stay humble. And that's the beauty. The beauty is in the compassion and sincerity. And finally, this verse should build deep faith in us. Our path is real. Our process is authorized. It's eternally predicted. Our acharyas stand on very firm scriptural ground. Srila Prabhupada didn't invent a new movement. He carried the prophecy of the ancient world into the modern world. So we're not just reading a verse about something that happened 500 years ago. We're living inside of this verse right now. Every real kirtan, every sincere round of japa, every act of Vaishnava service, every effort to share this holy name with others is part of continuing this fulfillment of this revelation. So let's end with this prayer, this realization. My Lord Chaitanya, you came golden in this dark age. You came chanting, you came with your devotees, you came to conquer hearts through mercy. Please let this verse remain alive in me. Let it increase my faith. Let it deepen my chanting. Let it soften my dealings with my fellow Vaishnavas. Let it strengthen my service, and let my life become, in some small, sincere way, a response to your golden invitation. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much for your kind attention and your valuable time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Spotlight. Hare Krishna. We have Mike Prabhu. Mike Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, good morning. Thank you for a wonderful class. It's something I've been wondering for a while about sharing the holy name and japa with other people. I've taught people basic meditations, and there's a few people that I have on a very short list that I would think would benefit, and it would deepen their faith if I shared japa with them of the Maha Mantra, but I've been afraid to or shy because I'm not initiated. I don't know if it's my place to do that. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts on sharing the Maha Mantra japa with other people that's my question. Thank you very much.
Yes, this is a great question. And very thoughtful, and definitely reflects your compassion for sure. We should not hesitate to share our good fortune. We don't need to wait for any kind of uh, formal recognition or initiation or anything like that. I'll tell you my story. When I just discovered it, I've only been chanting for a few months, and a friend of mine was curious, what are you doing chanting? And I told him, hey, this is Hare Krishna. I discovered it just like 3-4 months ago. I love it. It's pretty awesome. You should try it out too. And he became a devotee just very quickly. And he absorbed the process very nicely. And so we don't need to wait. We don't need to be sophisticated scholars before we can share it either. Even if you don't know it fully, that's okay. We know someone who knows it fully. We can always refer them if they have questions that we can't answer. So we don't need to feel that we have the full burden of being the encyclopedias or also being fully initiated to share our good fortune. We can share it from day one. In fact, the day you discover it, you can tell them, hey, check this out. This feels really good to do it. You don't have to wait even for day 2. So that's just in summary. But you don't need to be initiated to respectfully introduce people to chanting Hare Krishna. The holy name is not meant to be locked away until someone reaches a certain formal status. Mahaprabhu's gift is especially generous and widely available. So don't think of it as like, I'm now acting like a guru. You don't have to worry about that. Think of it more like, I am passing on something that's sacred that has helped me. It's much lighter, much more honest. Also, another thing is authenticity is much more powerful and matters more than polish. You say something very traditional, very simple. This is like a traditional mantra from the Bhakti tradition. I find it deeply centering, uplifting. You're welcome to try it if it resonates with you. And I've been teaching yoga. I think this is definitely part of a yoga process. In fact, it's the culmination of yoga, actually. So you can say, you teach the yoga, right? So you can say this is ultimate culmination based on the yoga scriptures. And of course, you don't have to make it sectarian or heavy. In this yoga setting, you can just say, we'll close. You can share with the whole group. We'll close with a short call and response meditation called mantra meditation. That's enough. A lot of yoga teachers do that. It's totally bona fide, totally fine. So mood is everything. Share with respect, not pressure. Of course, we offer, we don't impose. We invite to join us. We don't perform. And if you feel shy, it's not always a bad sign. Sometimes it means that you have a healthy reverence. We just don't want to let the reverence become paralysis, because that person is also thirsting. That person's soul is thirsting for that opening. He or she doesn't know it yet. So of course, in our humility, we have to recognize that we are not the source. So if I say I'm not the source, the humility doesn't mean that therefore I must never serve. No. In our inner heart, we can say something like to ourselves to really recognize, look, I'm not claiming realization that I don't have. I am simply offering a genuine practice that comes from an authentic, time-tested tradition. And I am also trying to grow into this. So this is something that you can keep in your heart. You can even be transparent. You say, I'm also a practitioner and a student of this mantra. I wanted to share it with you. This honesty raises your level of trust substantially. See, start small. Don't give long explanations, but yeah, you will definitely touch hearts for sure. Is that okay, Mike?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that I'll reach out. I have a student that's been going through a very hard time. She reached out to me, and we went over some basic meditation, some basic mantra japa, and then I've always just been shy about this one, and you answered all my questions, so I'll reach back out to her, and I'll share this with her, and I think it'll deepen and help her out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Wonderful. And if you're Mike, where are you exactly? Maybe other devotees can come and take a class or two of yoga. Was
Stanford,
that
Connecticut. Chelsea Piers is my main place I teach yoga.
cool?
You know, I'm all over the place really. As Jamuna Jaya knows, you know, you got to make a living teaching yoga. You teach everywhere and anywhere.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. So we're going to turn our attention now to the Bhakti Center camera. Please, let's, if you like, turn on your camera to offer your darshan to the Lord as well, because he wants to see you too.
Madana-gopāla Prabhu, wonderful class. Thank you very much. A quick follow-up question. You emphasized how one should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with full heart, with affection. How can one do that while we're being constantly bombarded by anxieties, deadlines, distractions, the news, politics, relationship, bills? Where is room for affectionately chanting Hare Krishna with full heart? I mean, with all of this, lining up to distract us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, that is such a great question, Anand Bihari Prabhu. We can do that by not waiting for the stress to disappear first. You've heard this book, Chant and Be Happy?
Yes.
Have you noticed how it says chant and be happy and not be happy and chant?
Nice.
You notice you put in that order. See, it's right in the title of the book. So what I'm saying is, most people unconsciously think, once life becomes calmer, then I will chant with my full heart. But for many of us, modern life never fully calms down. Have you ever tried telling someone who's really irritated to calm down? Never in the history of calming down has anybody calmed down by being told to calm down. It never happens. Calm down. It doesn't work. So the real art is learning how to bring the heart into the holy name even when the mind is noisy. So, okay, fine, that seems a little vague. How do you do that? There's a few principles we can think of, right? A full heart, like you say, chanting with a full heart, it doesn't necessarily mean full emotional intensity. A full heart actually means sincerity. Some days chanting with full heart means tears and absorption. And other days, full heart can mean, my Lord, my mind is scattered today. I'm tired, I'm anxious, but I am still here with my beads, and I'm still turning toward you. That is also wholehearted chanting. In fact, sometimes that is more real. That's the first point, sincerity. Second point, don't fight the fact that you're stressed by all the bombardment that's happening. I mean, some people are literally being bombarded today in some parts of the world. But I'm talking about in our part of the world. Don't fight that you're stressed. Offer the stress to Krishna. How do you do that? Instead of trying to become artificially peaceful before chanting, bring your actual state into the mantra. Try to bring Krishna into your life. You see, you can pray simply, my Lord, this is a condition of my mind today. Please accept me as I am. Please draw me closer to you through this chanting. Then the holy name is no longer a performance of spirituality. It's an act of dependence. It's a calling out for help. That's the second. The first is sincerity. Second, offer the stress to Krishna. That's how you do it. Another thing you could do, maybe third point, is reduce your demand for, like, I must feel deep bhava right now. Change it from, I will genuinely hear. That's the bridge. A lot of the times we want to feel bhava, but you're not hearing. Focus on the hearing. Hearing is the bridge. When life is bombarding us, we don't want to try to, trying to manufacture some sort of elevated feeling can become very frustrating. Don't do it. Even when you're peaceful, don't manufacture some elevated feelings. Yeah. But hearing one name at a time is possible. Here, bring the mind back gently. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Not necessarily perfectly, but repeatedly. You see. So Pope is asking, what does stress, giving our stress to Krishna look like? Like I said, you pray to Krishna. My Lord, this is the condition of my mind. I'm stressed out. Please still accept me. That's how you offer it to Krishna. Please accept me. See. Another point is, don't underestimate the impact of our lifestyle. Too much phone use, too much multitasking, too much late nights, too much fragmented attention. All that follows us to japa, we have to reduce that. There's nothing I can do about it. No, there's things we can do about it. Do it. Reduce all those things. So there's quite a few things. There's a couple things that I can offer. Of course, the full gamut of these suggestions you'll find in our japa retreat that takes a couple of days. But yeah, in answer to your question, there's a few pointers I can say. Focus on the hearing. Bring your whole body. Sit properly. Little things like that to show that you're interested in Krishna. So yeah.
Thank you for the real answer. Practical. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
That Bhima Prabhu.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Now we can, yes.
Yes. Excuse me, I was just running up the side of a hill. Prabhu Maharaj, how does amor fati, love of fate? I know that there's a Shastric reference to bearing our karma faithfully while we chant the holy name. And also, two things that I've personally have found worked for me when getting hit by the slings and arrows of fortune or of misfortune is amor fati, which is just embracing it, like literally wading into the pain, wading into it. And number two, counting blessings, realizing that prior to Krishna consciousness, not only was there a shotgun-sized hole in my chest that's now filled, but that if I need the answers or if I need a friend, that I can be reassured in something sweeter to be coming. But for now, that like Arjuna, and enjoy it, enjoy the pain. Ananda Bihari asks these questions a lot because he's a young married man and he's got a lot of responsibilities. And us married men with properties, with animals, with children, we have a lot of, and of course the slings and arrows of existence come at you by proxy, by taking on the responsibility of a family. So what about just that fact, like just bring it on, bring it, Lord, because by having this stuff come against me, I will be purified, I will be made stronger. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Bhima Prabhu. You touched upon a very important aspect of our spiritual practice. This idea of bring on the pain. I used to work for quite a few years for a hedge fund company. And hedge fund companies, they're investment firms where, they take, they invest your money, but they make money even when the market goes down. And they make money when the market goes up. They make money no matter what. As long as there's movement, they make money. Because they also have this idea of selling short, where they kind of predict, okay, these companies are going to crash in the next short while, so let's bet on them crashing. And they make money that way too. Why am I saying this? Is that, in general, people are afraid that market crashes, they'll lose their investments. But with hedge fund managers, they're like, bring it on. I just want movement. It moves up, awesome. Moves down, awesome. I don't care. I just want movement. So same kind of thing is that those are devotees who are progressive, very advanced devotees. They're like, whatever happens in the world, if it's very, very painful, that'll make me see the nature of the world more clearly, make me less attached. It'll accelerate my spirituality. In certain ways, it'll make me more realized. But if there's, a windfall, and I get a whole bunch of resources given to me in a very short time, that's also good. I'll use them in Krishna's service. In either case, bring it on. I will use it in your service, my Lord. Basically, I'm leveraging the situation. So that is the attitude of very advanced devotees. But what about those of us who are not advanced at that level? Where do we go? Right. So there's that verse in the Bhagavatam, 10:14, 8 is praise of Lord Brahma. It's a very nice one. So Tattenu Kampam Sasamikshamarno, very famously quoted verse. It means that you embrace the pain, like you said, even as part of the path. Brahma says that the devotee earnestly waits for the Lord's mercy while enduring the results of past deeds, and continues to offer obeisances with heart, words, and body. Such a person becomes rightful heir to the spiritual platform, to liberation, to access to Krishna completely. There's a bit of a difference in Amarfati. Amarfati means not merely tolerating one's fate, but learning to embrace what comes. That's similar, but there's also a difference. In Tattenu Kampa, one learns to trust the Lord's mercy within what appears to be fate. It's not just, I accept what happens. It is, I accept that even this may be arranged or permitted or transformed personally by Krishna for my purification and deepening surrender. It may be more than just my karma. See? So Bhagavatam's purport on this explains that what looks like suffering for a devotee is not merely ordinary karma. It may be the Lord's special mercy meant to remove the last traces of the desire to enjoy separately from Him. Now, the devotional version of Amarfati is not cold stoicism. It's a grateful kind of realism. The devotee says, yes, this hurts. This is difficult. But I will never conclude that Krishna has abandoned me. I will look again. I will count His mercy. I will bow even here. This is where, like you said, counting blessings. Counting blessings becomes spiritually powerful. Brahma doesn't say that the devotee denies pain. He says the devotee rereads the pain through the lens of mercy. He earnestly waits, Tattenu Kampam Sasamikshamarno, for compassion, even while passing through sometimes exquisite difficulties. That means the heart has learned to ask, what is Krishna preserving? What is He teaching? What attachment is He loosening? What deeper dependence is He inviting? So Brahma's prayer goes even further. Of course, and we even know the famous Queen Kunti's prayer where she says, let me have more disasters. If that means I'll see you more, So it's definitely next level stuff. Thank you, Bhima Prabhu. Very, very thought-provoking points. Hare Krishna. Karen has a hand up. Karen, you might need to unmute, yes.
Sorry, I have a...
Oh, you have the other one open as well. You have another one on, yeah.
Is that better? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it was Annabelle's iPad that was echoing with yours, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for amazing class. And I feel like there were a lot of really powerful points to consider. And I had one sort of mundane question, so forgive me. But, in especially in the last chapters, and somehow it reflects our greater world of Kali Yuga. And we kind of always hear and talk about how, like, we're in the age of coral and hypocrisy, and there's no place that's really safe, and it's just going to be like that. Is there any kind of like redeeming quality of Kali Yuga that we can sort of like look towards to sort of give that that inspiration for a positive mindset to kind of stay seeing like the I don't know, like what we're working towards in terms of, I guess maybe just our mundane personal lives. I don't know. But hopefully that will kind of like, for me, when my mundane personal life is more advantageous, and I know you said like you can't wait till that happens, but so, like, I don't know, it's just like a constant ADD kind of battle with getting to the spiritual practices to sort of keep in that mindset of focusing on Krishna. So I was just wondering, what is the kind of point of Kali Yuga? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a perfect question, because the question culminates in the 12th canto toward the end. There's a classic verse in the 12th canto. Kale dosh nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahan guna kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. This is very often quoted. I see Nityananda Chandra Prabhu also kind of quoted it there. There it is. Yes. That it says, "O king, this Kali Yuga," Rajan means king. It's talking to the king, right? This ocean is an ocean of faults. But there's one great quality. Just by chanting the name of Krishna, one can become free from material bondage and attain the supreme destination, right? So, this is the redeeming glory of this age. Yes, of course, we got quarrel, confusion, hypocrisy, distraction, short memory, weak determination. I mean, the opening of the Bhagavatam starts like that. It says, I think, just like the 6th verse of the Bhagavatam. It says, Prayan alpayusha sabya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hyupadrita. Like you said, the ADHD of this age, everybody has it to some degree. Why does it? Manda sumanda mato. Mandabhagya, we have very short memories or attention spans. And we can see it's even shortening. There's a time when you used to watch longer YouTube videos. Now nobody wants to watch more than 30 seconds and then move on to the next clip. We're becoming a TikTok generation. It's really bad. You can see it devolving right in front of our eyes. What are we going to do with this AD? Yes. This 12th canto, 11th canto, it paints that picture very strongly. But it gives a compensation. The disease is great, but the medicine is also extraordinarily accessible. You see, that's the key. What is the medicine? Well, let's see. What about the other yugas then? In Satya Yuga, it was deep meditation. And then in Treta, it was elaborate sacrifices. In Dwapara, it was very opulent temple worship. There's no way we can do that level of temple worship. And it was very personal too. The deities used to talk. In Dwapara Yuga, you can ask the deity, what are you going to have for breakfast? The deity will say, okay, today I'll have this, and then they'll make it. It's a different level right now. We don't have that kind of responsiveness so much. It's some devotees to have that level of connection with the deity. Those are very rare. But in Kali Yuga, the Lord makes himself available through the name, through the chanting of his holy names. But because it's so simple, we tend to think this is, can't be true. But it is. Now,
Keep coming back and recommitting and that's the kind of ongoing.
yes, no, our challenge is exactly that, to coming back and recommit every day. In fact, within every round, come back and recommit. Every bead, come back and recommit. When you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, you come back to the first Hare and the next one, you're recommitting. If we can bring our mind back again and again, it really helps us. Actually, even just the act of sitting down and doing one round takes maybe 7 to 10 minutes. That's like a therapy for ADHD in itself. I mean, just even the side effect of that has so many just to try to sit down, sit still for that much time. What to speak of sit still for 2 hours and do 16 rounds? It's amazingly, it soothes the soul immediately because we're thirsting for Krishna. And everything else happens as a peaceful, what I'm saying is like a side effect of peace. It's a glowing peace, you see. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, Krishna says that, Ashantasya kuta sukham. Where is the question of happiness if you're not peaceful? But he also says you cannot be peaceful if your intelligence is not integrated with me. So you have to integrate your intelligence with me. Everything you think about, everything you work toward, everything you build toward, if it's toward Krishna in a meaningful way, then you'll actually be at peace. And then you'll actually be happy. Otherwise, you're just doing a performative kind of happiness. So that's really what we're going for. We're going to make Krishna happy. We're going to try to, we're moving toward trying to make Krishna happy. Then we can be peaceful. But yeah, the holy name is the key. The Satya Yuga is known as a golden age, the age of gold. So if you look at goldsmith, right? The goldsmith, they make these rings and little chains and a tiny little hammer, like ding, 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 ding. The little hammer that shapes these little golden trinkets. That's the age of gold. Kali Yuga is the Iron Age. The Iron Age, the blacksmith uses a big old hammer. You can hardly lift. Wham, wham. It flattens everything out because we need to do that. That hammer is the holy name of the Lord. It's so powerful. You can't touch this. Hammer time. Bam. Bam. Hare Krishna.
Can't touch this. Hammer time.
Hare Krishna. All right.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
All right. I think we're at 8:27, so we can wrap up. My obeisances to all of you once more for this opportunity. Look forward to seeing you again. Hare Krishna.
Madana-gopāla Prabhu, what a wonderful class. Educational, nourishing, hope-giving. Thank you.
I want a guru who knows hammer time and can't touch this.
And can wear parachute pants like a dhoti, right? Yeah, Hare Krishna. We want to hear the choir now. Time for the choir. Let's do it.
Yeah, choir, please get ready. Sage, Sky, Annabelle, Isaiah.
Come on, Govi. Let's go. Stop being so curious.
Look at that beautiful sign, Hare Krishna sign. So beautiful.
Bhima's trying to get us to focus on Krishna, like looking at all the material things. Stop being so curious.
And Isaiah has a nice picture of Lord Chaitanya. So wonderful. Perfect for today's class, Isaiah. Thank you for sharing. It's gorgeous. Is that Isaiah and Annabelle? Thank you. Okay, let's do it. Let's chant. Hare Krishna. Come on.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
This is the best part of the show. Thank you, Annabelle, Isaiah, Sage Sky. Thank you, Madana-gopāla Prabhu. Thank you to the disciples of Madana-gopāla Prabhu. Wonderful Sampradaya in action. Okay, happy Tuesday. Thank you for your association. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Madana-gopāla Prabhu. Great class. No words. Hare Krishna.